My brother saved up his money, bought himself a truck, came out and took me for a ride. I asked him why he had all those levers on the floor. He said those are for my four-wheel drive. Well, we cruised up the road until it came to an end, and then he just stopped and gave me a little grin. Then he shifted, then off we went again. Well, we jumped across the ditch, crawled up a little hump, slid down the other side, smashed through a hollow stump, and then began to make a road off through the trees. Before too long we come to a ledge. He just drove right over the edge, and I felt a little tear run down between my knees. Well, my heart was throbbing and my head was pounding, my knuckles were turning white. I've never had so much fun before as riding in that four-wheel drive. We passed an empty package of cigarettes, an old busted bottle of beer. To me it seemed perfectly clear that intelligent life had never been here when we crashed through the trees on what appeared to be an old washed out road, and then come upon the backside of a sign that said, "This road is closed." Well, there was a man who was doing his bit, trying to keep all the cities clean. He was dumping his trash way out here in the hills where it would never be seen. He looked up at our four-wheel drive and his eyes filled with hate. He said, "Why, you guys with all your spinning tires are destroying our real estate." He said, "Why, if I had just a little more time, I'd give you boys a little piece of my mind." But I told him he didn't need to share, 'cause I didn't think he had too much mind to spare. And then he got mad, threw out the rest of his trash, then he drove away. Well, I saved up my nickels, then I saved my dimes, then I spent them all on a four-wheel drive. It had chrome wheels, had dual stacks, had roll bar mounted up in the back. I took it home and I showed my wife, and I offered to take her for a little ride. I figured that I'd take her up in the hills, spin my tires, maybe I'd give her a little thrill. But as we left the civilized path, my brother's four-wheeler came screaming past. Grinding gears, he went into a slide and disappeared around a corner, just waving goodbye. Well, I couldn't let my little brother show me up, so I took off after him, and I was about to catch up when I slewed around the corner and I looked around. My brother's truck was nowhere to be found. All I could see was this big old antenna sticking up out of the mud. Now, I had a hunch that it was too late, but I went ahead and I slammed on my brakes as my truck sank into the biggest mud hole in the world. Well, as we walked away from that mother of all the world's mud holes, my wife just kind of quietly said that all a four-wheel drive really seems to do is get stuck where no one else could even go.